from the creators of Relevant Magazine. This is the Relevant Podcast.
Do I have to talk you into it? Do we have to make sense of it? They say I better seal you up in wax so that you're never gonna bite me back. I can feel it when I'm away. I've got to get back tomorrow, if not today, to try to talk you into it. I'm gonna talk you into it.
It's the week of Friday, March 24th, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible offers an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, comedy, and more from the leading audiobook publishers and broadcasters. Unlike a streaming or rental service, with Audible, you own your audiobooks, and you can download them to your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or other listening device. Right now, I'm actually listening to a book, Jesse.
Okay.
There's this guy, Timothy Ferriss. He wrote the book, The 4-Hour Workweek.
Yes.
And I thought this guy's onto something. So I'm trying to learn how to ignore you guys for 36 hours a week and only be productive for 4 of them.
He also wrote The 4-Hour Body. Both of those books I would recommend.
Hey, right now, the Audible is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audible.com/relevant and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title for free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audible.com/relevant. That's audible.com/relevant. Get started today. Well, like I said, I'm your host, Cameron Strang. Here with me in our Orlando studio. Oh, well, I'll just tell you right now, it's a different show this week, and it's exciting for us. So the intro is going to be a little different. Eddie's out on assignment. Chelsea's doing something. I don't know. So here with me in our Orlando studios, my brother, our producer, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Kari.
Hello, hello.
And a special guest joining us for the entire show today, rapper, spoken word artist, speaker, author, my friend, Propaganda is joining us from LA.
Hey, turn up. It's 8:30 in the morning.
How long did you practice that, by the way? How long did you
it just kind of
practice
came
that?
to me right now.
See, that's the best. That's the best greetings. The ones that just naturally come to you. The ones that are like you get in your head, Jesse.
Can't overthink it, man.
Just flow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're excited to have you, man. Coming up later, Aaron will join us because Jesse and Aaron and I were at South by Southwest this past week, and we have some things to talk about. So we'll pull him in later. But Prop, man, we're excited. Like, dude. When you told me a long time ago that you listened to our podcast, I was like, well, number one, I didn't know why you listened. I was like, you're an intellectual and you're cool. And I didn't know like what about our show connected with you. But you mentioned, you're like, man, I want to come and just sit down and join y'all. Like, what? Really? Like, all right, dude, let's do it.
The intellectual term is intersectionality. You know what I mean? Like my identity is complex. You feel me? Don't denigrate me. You understand what I'm saying right now? So I pull from a lot of resources. I think you guys are hilarious.
The thing that I think is great about this is that you tend lately, especially in the last year or two, it's like I've noticed when you're invited to speak at an event or you're interviewed or even when you've been on the show, you've been brought on to like bring substantive content and a hard-hitting perspective, and you're like, dude, I just want to kind of like joke around for an hour, and I'm like, dude, you need to do that. Let's do that.
Here's the thing. I've previewed Prop last night. We were texting back and forth, and he sent me a slice that he's very passionate about, and I can say this is a new lane for him. The thing that he really wants to discuss, I can guarantee if you're a fan of his, you're gonna be surprised by this new lane. I'm excited for it, Prop. I'm excited you're here, man.
Prop, it's good timing too, because my phone in the last 48 hours has been blowing up because of you tweeting and tagging me and people tagging me about this Lecrae Ty Dolla $ign video that premiered this week.
I changed your life, man. I changed your life.
Blessings came out and they debuted it on like Monday or I think Monday this week, Tuesday maybe. And I had talked about on the show last month when I got back from LA, like, I was just wanting to hang out with you for a couple hours. I had some time to kill in LA. And you're like, I'm at this video shoot, come through. And I just, so I came over and I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was your video shoot at first. And,
it was not.
Yeah. And then we got there was this huge production, and it was, Lecrae and Ty Dolla $ign's video. And, you and Lecrae are close friends. And so you're in it, and it's like kind of a family hangout kind of setting at this house, and like kind of a family party, just afternoon barbecue kind of thing. And I'm just coming by to say hi. And then I was going to, just hang out for a minute and then just, go on to other things in LA. And you and I were just hanging out talking, and then and Lecrae, they were like, hey, we need you up front to block kind of a shot or whatever. And then you and me and DJ Malski kind of went up there, and we are just kind of hanging on the side, just kind of talking still. I thought we were just talking, and all of a sudden music starts playing and the camera starts moving around, and I'm realizing I'm in the shot, and I didn't know. I didn't intend for that. I wasn't invited to be in the shot. I just happened to be in the shot.
BGP.
And then I'm sitting there we're just talking. So you and I were just kind of unfazed by it. We just keep going. And then so I come back on the podcast, and I'm telling everybody I think I was in a rap video, and this rap video debuts this week, and sure enough, they're off in the little corner, his little white face, and the people were tagging me nonstop. My phone, I'm not kidding you, hundreds and hundreds of tags, people,
because it's so awesome. And the reality is it's much more realistic. See, the thing is, people think, when you have sort of a family event, especially with a black family, that you're not going to see any white faces. The reality is one of your cousins likes white men. That's just one of them does. So that's why there's such a variance in our shades. Somebody,
and that somebody is whoever invited Cameron in this scenario.
It's just the dude that, you know what I'm saying? And you got a light skinned cousin, and it's kind of because somebody liked the white dude, and that white dude is generally one of the coolest dudes, because first of all, he's fine in this entire black space, and we're just, and nobody thinks anything of it. That's just it was Uncle Cam, you know.
Dude, it was fun. I had a great time. I felt when I left, after I realized, because then we had to just stay there because they had to do a bunch of takes of that front yard shot. I felt at the end, I didn't know to feel bad, or was man, thanks for including me. I didn't know. So I never mentioned it to Lecrae. I don't know that he even saw that I was in the shot or anything. So then when XXL Magazine started posting pictures from the shoot this week, when they were debuting it, sure enough, there's my little white face in the corner. Dude. And I was like, yeah, well,
you debuted crazy. In Double XL Mag before me. You just let that sink in, bro.
Oh, it was so funny, man. It was great. I had a great time. So anyway, people are playing a Where's Waldo with Cameron and Prop, and we're there. I think I took DJ Malski's seat, and he was supposed to be in the shot, and then he was like, "No, man, you're cool. Just I'll stand right here." I felt bad. I really did. I felt bad, but anyway, I'm now in a hip hop video. I'm going to put that on my IMDb profile.
Himself, Cameron Strang himself. In the
Speaking of music, this is a big week for music. Hey, let's call Aaron in here. Our editorial director, Aaron Hambury. He's going to join us. Every year, or the last couple of years, on my birthday week is South by Southwest, which South by Southwest is 3 kind of conferences in one. It's not like a traditional music festival or anything like that. It's a conference first, and then they have a ton of showcases and artist spotlights and stuff like that. So Jesse and I went last year. We've been going to Lollapalooza every summer for, I've been going, I think, 11 straight years. And Jesse's been to more than we can count as well. And we wanted a totally different music discovery experience. We went to South by last year, had a great time. It's overwhelming. It's so different than, you can't pop around to see a bunch of artists. It's just these artists that should be playing in front of 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people are playing in front of 50. And so you can't get in, so it's and there's thousands of artists playing and 150,000 people coming to Austin, Texas for it. It's a blast, but you got to be on your game. You got to have a plan and stuff. So this year we're going to do it different. And so we brought Aaron with us. Welcome, Aaron.
Hey guys, we did Austin.
We did Austin.
My first time there.
Was it really? There you go. What'd you think of Austin, Texas?
I'm not a huge Texas fan, but of Texas places, I feel like Austin was a good one.
Austin's the best version of Texas.
Probably the best,
there we go. The best version of Texas.
Did you eat a lot of tacos while you were there?
we ate a substantial amount of tacos.
Yeah.
Brisket tacos.
Brisket
That's
tacos.
definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Very creative tacos. They have.
That's true.
And some weird tacos. I said to Jesse, I texted him, I was like, grab me a chicken taco.
He wanted-
and he's
he
like,
wanted a
well, it's
chicken
going to be
taco
Indian
and-
chicken taco.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I
never
hope
mind.
you're wanting curry because all they do is like off the wall taco. Like if you just wanted like ground beef taco with salsa, you're
They
gonna
don't
have
have
that
that.
Austin.
Yeah,
So-
you don't have
That's
that in
ridiculous.
Austin. So
With a false expectation that we could just do chicken tacos.
I thought it'd
Yeah.
be cool to tell everybody kind of some of the bands that we, we were blown away by, that we experienced, and just kind of take a couple minutes to talk about South by Southwest, because I love going, and we had a great time, and I thought it'd be good to bring some highlights. So when we first got there, you guys interviewed a number of artists and stuff, but while y'all were off doing interviews, I was going to showcases. The first afternoon I was there, I found a showcase that Universal was putting on, and I saw Jacob Banks, who's like this British R&B kind of reggae artist. He's going to explode. Saw Tay Shi, and then Japanese House, which is amazing, but it culminated with Maggie Rogers.
Absolutely, yeah. And we made it for that one, so that was all three of us.
Maggie, if you saw the video that went viral last year, it was a music college class, and the professor brought in Pharrell to give like notes to the students, some of the kind of the best students. And so like the student would come up and they'd play a song that the student had created, and Pharrell would give them notes. And so the video that went viral was Pharrell meeting Maggie Rogers, and Maggie talking about her perspective on music, and then they played the song. Pharrell is almost moved to tears. He's blown away.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He at the end has no notes for her and just talked about how her gift and her vision and her voice is singular, and like it's like chill inducing
You
to
can
watch
see him
this
like looking
video.
around at other people, like, are we all hearing the same
Are
thing?
we all hearing this?
Yeah,
And he's
right.
freaking out. I watched it again last night, honestly, and it's still staggering. Well, Maggie was that girl, and now she's released an EP, and she was playing South by. She's gonna be playing Lollapalooza later too. It'll be interesting to see her on a bigger stage. But I want to play. Here's a little clip of Maggie. If you haven't heard her song, this is Alaska. What did y'all think of seeing Maggie?
Oh, I thought she was a lot of fun.
It was fun to see an artist at that point in her career because she's so young and just getting started, where you can tell, like, the crazy thing is, like, when she's performing, she's totally you can tell she's got like this natural talent and this natural stage presence, but between songs, that's where you could see that thing. This was new for her. She was so excited, and like a lot of artists play it really cool.
Fumbling with the mic, not knowing how to banter with the crowd.
There was like a perceivable age gap of like 10 years from when she was singing to when, like, between songs. Like, it was this weird thing. Like, she would morph into like an artist, and then like, oh, I'm here, and hey, everybody.
Hey, when you were first performing, I mean, I'm assuming you were making music in your bedroom, or you were, you were rhyming or whatever on your own. Do you remember those first performances? Like,
Oh my gosh.
was it
So
because like what I noticed about Maggie, and my observation is that she's been singing these songs for a couple years at least, right? But she's not used to performing her songs, and I noticed by the third, fourth song, she was out of breath. Like, not quite
Yeah, that's
able
the
to
thing.
punch the notes. And that's what I was wondering, like, as an artist, like the nerves, the adrenaline, whatever, is it even physical conditioning?
It's totally like, there's a thing. Okay, so the first performance for me was, fifth grade talent show. And I danced to Bobby Brown, Ghostbusters.
Come on,
murdered it. But
Of course.
first performance as a artist, you're the nerves, you're rapping too fast. And I think there's this like pressure to, you want to say every word you wrote, like, you don't realize, like, well, that's because when you're recording it, you have more, you don't have to move around, so like, totally like rushing through lyrics, stepping on things. But when the music's on, you nailed it. When the music's on, especially if you're like a natural performer, that's where you turn on, but the in between, to figure out how to like, seem like a regular dude in between, that's something that it takes a while to get comfortable with, because you're still going, did you guys like that? Can I keep going?
How long did it take you to feel comfortable on stage? Like, I mean, I'm not saying like maybe like, was it like you just did kind of random shows, so it took a while, or is it like you just kind of jumped in and like you're just like nonstop performing, and so it kind of clicked pretty quickly for you?
Yeah, it was. I think it happens pretty quick, especially like when you're the opener and then you see the guy come on or the group come on right after you, and you just realize the humongous gulf chasm between their execution and yours. You just start you just go home embarrassed, like thinking, dang, I thought I killed it. And then you're looking at the guy after you and you're like, oh, okay. So for me, it was like, okay, I never want to experience that again, where I could totally tell that I was clearly the opener.
Interesting thing about Maggie, her EP is 4 songs, and the little showcase was 5 songs, and she didn't have a 5th song, so she actually said that. She's like, I don't have 5th song, so here's a song I wrote when I was 18, and so she's like, you've never heard it because it's not on the EP. It was good. It was fine. I mean, it was just like definitely not as interesting as her brand new stuff.
That's such a new phenomenon to be able to like be in class and friggin' Pharrell go, hey, you want to do the Complex magazine showcase? No, dude. Like it was like 10 years in before I got invited to South by, and it was like way far down at the end of the road during like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Karen, one moment that I thought was a cool moment. It was an afternoon moment, but it was outside, and we kind of went to go, see this showcase area. And it's an electronic band takes the stage, and maybe it was just me, but I didn't even realize who was going. I didn't have like the little booklet in front of me, and we're kind of grooving to it. It's cool, and all of a sudden it
was Survive. So the setting was the French Legion museum. It was a beautiful like gardens. Pitchfork took it over, and they had like a little tiny side stage, and they had a more main stage, and it was a good crowd. I mean, the line was around the block. We were able to skip in, so we were in there and just sitting on the hilly grass, like a very intimate setting. And I knew it was Survive, and they were one of the buzz bands. Yeah. But I hadn't really told Jesse even who we were going to see. And so we were sitting there, and all of a sudden they started to play.
Yeah. And I'm like, I looked over camera, I'm like, dude, they're crushing the Stranger Things song right now. This is unreal. Because it's like, if you don't know Survive, it's like 4 dudes on like synths and crazy, half analog, half digital setups.
80s vibey, dark, scary kind of sound,
It felt like that show needed to be at night in a cemetery with like an 80s laser show in the background.
Like the Red Rocks, or at a planetarium, and you're just laying back and it's and so he's like, man, they sound like Stranger Things. I was like, because 2 of these 4 guys did the Stranger Things soundtrack.
Yeah.
Man, where was I?
It was so tight though. Like honestly, I was blown away like how vibey it got like instantly. They make some really cool music.
Yeah. One night, there were 2 nights that stood out to me. One night we got to a showcase that had back-to-back Sown, the Lemon Twigs, and then Future Islands,
which I didn't know anything about. Sown, I mean, that was
Sown. We played Sown here on the podcast. Here's a clip of Sown. So I wanted to see Sown because like I knew that. We played him here on the show, and I dig his stuff and new album, and so we showed up. But what I didn't expect about Sown was that he's playing the keyboards the whole time. He's an amazing performer, and he's kind of like he's got this soul. He's kind of like the White Gallant. I mean, when I was blown away by Gallant last year at South by, it was his stage presence and his passion and his like the soul of his music. Sown had this like depth of soul and I didn't expect. It was great.
I agree. That was a kind of a big surprise because I thought it was the first of 3 that we wanted to hear, and so we kind of just wandered out to the area where they're playing, and it was one of those like, that'll be cool, and kind of cool to hear this guy, and it was really great.
But the thing is, like, I thought at that point, like, oh well, the rest of this showcase is going to be not lame, but I mean, how can anyone follow that? The next 2 artists, the Lemon Twigs and Future Islands, both had incredible. I mean. Like super, super memorable sets.
I think the Lemon Twigs were the surprise, at least for me, were the surprise of the whole weekend there. I mean, And we got to see some cool stuff the next night, but I expected them to be kind of kitsch and maybe gimmicky.
Well, we have them in our new music guide in the current issue.
Yeah.
We mentioned them. There's a big photo of them. It's a couple guys.
Because I think we knew they were cool.
But they represent this like 70s resurgence, and it's like it's 70s like Queen.
Yeah, they sound a lot like Queen.
Operatic, big
with
music.
some 50s mixed in there and some weird like doo-wop stuff.
Yeah, here's a little bit of Lemon Twigs. Anyway, so we thought they'd be total kitsch. They were one of the most amazing performers. They were rotating instrument positions.
They were incredible.
The live show for the Lemon Twigs is unbelievable. And we walked out there going, they're not going to be a little blip like indie gimmick. They're gonna these guys the talent.
Yeah, they have the talent to back it up.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, the drummer is now singing lead.
Yeah.
He's wearing a full body leopard printed leotard and he's doing high kicks.
And every
all
member
made
of the
sense.
band.
It's like a propaganda show.
It was. I think you need to look into this. They might have stolen your material.
Yeah, last prop show
Only
I went
I
to.
could.
It was full body deep V, full body leotard.
You could see this dude's belly button. The V was so deep in the leotard.
Yeah, can I say it was a dangerously deep V? Like I felt like there was police waiting just in case.
Yeah, we've all seen that
like
Ben Stiller SNL sketch with the deep V.
Yeah.
This was taken right off of that.
And then the night ended up with Mark Driscoll and his band.
Meets
Dude,
Jack
the
Black.
lead singer of Future Islands, if you Google him, he looks like Mark Driscoll, the pastor.
I was like, wait, what? You got me.
No, for real. Like, it's crazy.
It's a little weird.
It's crazy how much he looks like Mark Driscoll.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So anyway, Future
But he's
Islands,
a great
though.
performer,
But
though.
so good live.
Dude, I mean, Future Islands stole the night.
Maybe unlike any live performer I've seen.
That's how they pop.
Good
Is
and
his,
bad ways.
is his live dancing and stuff like that, and like his
And it's like
energy.
dad dancing.
I'm not
It's
even sure it's
crazy.
like dancing. It's like
Right.
He's
right.
air punching
it's
and
like-
like
No, it's,
It's
like,
like
his energy,
it's like a mime theater performance of like a
No.
weird Shakespeare,
Yeah,
psychedelic
if
Shakespeare
Jack Black
play.
performed Shakespeare in the Park, like
Right.
this is kind of like would be his body movements.
Right.
Yeah, here's a little bit of a Rand from Future Islands. It goes from there. Anyway, here's what I'm excited about. This album came out a couple years ago, and he announced they're done with their new album, and they're about to release a new album.
Yep. They got a single out from it.
We're about to get new music from Future Islands, y'all.
Really
It's exciting.
They also had a technical difficulty that they pulled off incredibly.
Yeah, it was like all of the instruments except for one guitar or something.
It was like
the
just the
bass.
bass.
The bass.
The dude from
All
red
instruments
hair who
cut
plays
out.
the bass.
On the second song, all instruments cut out except for the bass. They couldn't get it going, so basically he started to sing a cappella. The bass player started to join him, and then about halfway through the song, the drummer came in, and they like little by little got instruments back, and he ended up crushing
That was
this
amazing.
song. And that's the thing when you see it like in these little venues, things don't go right. You get to see like kind of like the artists are exposed almost like art.
Oh, for sure.
There's no big stage, there's no flashy production,
Right, nothing to hide behind.
and that's exactly right. And that's what's so special.
I was going to say, one of the things I thought was cool about the way Future Islands pulled it off too is that they didn't seem, sometimes you see technical difficulties happen at a concert or especially like a festival,
Right.
and everybody gets like pouty,
Yeah, of
and they're
course.
like passive aggressive toward the techie.
Like freaks out.
Yeah, they seemed like they were relatively cool with it. Kind
it
of like
with stride.
stuff happens and took
Right.
it in stride, and then made do by doing this a cappella thing, and it.
Probably cooler than if it had all
Well,
worked.
it made them look more self aware too.
Yeah.
And that's even the thing like with like let's say like Maggie Rogers. Okay, so I saw the Lollapalooza lineup came out this week, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But Maggie's on there, and she's not going to play a main stage, but she'll play a large stage, and she'll play a stage where she'll probably be in front of about 10,000 people. Right, and it's the same stage. I'm assuming where I saw the XX or Mumford & Sons kind of the year that they broke out. I'm assuming that's where they're going to put Maggie, and it's going to be so different seeing what she does in front of 10,000 people in a band show at Lollapalooza than what she did in front of 100 people.
Yeah.
in one of her probably first showcases.
tiny venue.
And this is like 6 months apart from each other, and I can't wait to see the difference. And I bet at the end of it, I'll probably look back and go, man, remember when we saw her in front of 100 people and she was nervous and fumbling, and that was the pure Maggie Rogers. Like, who cares about the lights and the whatever? You know what I mean? Right. Like,
No, that's exactly right.
yeah, as a fan, it's different, man. Okay, but then the last night. we saw other stuff too. I mean, there's other bands and stuff we saw
Those are cool
all
stuff.
along.
Cool interviews.
But the last night we got word that the Roots was doing a night where they do one of these 4-hour shows, and they call it the Roots and Friends. They did it last year, and then they don't announce all who's coming. They'll announce a couple of artists that are coming, and then just say special guests. Well, the playlist or the set list leaked. And so we knew
after 3 hours standing in line, it leaked.
we literally, Aaron and I stood in line for 4.5 hours before we got in.
It was a
we didn't-
part-time job at that point.
It
Yeah,
was,
that's crazy.
but at that point, you're just like, I'm not giving up. Like I'm like at 2 hours
you're
in,
too
I'm like,
invested, yeah.
we've come this far. You know,
You cross the Rubicon at 3 hours where you're like, no matter what happens,
Literally
I will
no
see
matter what
part of
happens.
this.
Yeah.
I will see part of this concert.
and it was worth it. I mean, the people we saw, they brought out surprise guests. It was everybody from like Jadena. They had Migos. They had
Shaky Graves.
Shaky Graves came out, which was hilarious. Like this indie rock British like folk guy going, well, you're about to see me perform at the Roots. Here we go. And it was just like him and a bass player, but it was the full Roots setup. Then the Roots obviously performing stuff, and then they brought out Brandy. And the place
like Moesha.
lost their mind. And she did 3 songs. She was like, she'd never been to South by before, you know. She was like, didn't know what to expect. And the place was just packed and sweaty and small.
It was like 400 people max.
Max.
I think it was their
the
max.
capacity, including all the band and all the workers, is 400
But
people.
it was like 400 people, shoulder to shoulder, chest to
Yeah,
chest.
I was going to say 100 of those are the
It was
Roots.
the kind of thing where like I would try to take my cell phone out of my pocket and look at it, and you like kind of couldn't navigate it.
But Brandy straight up went there.
That's awesome.
And did
Why not own it?
she just
Oh,
killed it. And the place
she owned it.
lost their mind. Every girl
That's
was
wild.
singing every word.
Yeah, of
you know, it was hilarious. It was great. And then T.I. came out. And he started doing all his early 2000s stuff, which was the worst era of hip hop in my opinion.
Still though, hearing T.I. live with the Roots sing "Bring 'Em Out" was like my high school basketball warm up.
This is what made me sad. This room was a bunch of people in like, you know, they're maybe early 30s or whatever. And
Yeah.
like to them, T.I. was old school
He's
hip hop.
classic. He's classic hip
And
hop.
so like
if
they're
you're
all
my
like,
age.
oh man, Roots are going old school, bringing out T.I.
Right.
And I was like, I was offended as a fan
wanna
of old
punch
school
you.
hip hop. You know what I mean?
I want to punch you all.
I know, right?
No,
I'm like,
see, for me, T.I. is like 5th, 6th grade. That's when you
Yeah,
first started
Aaron's
hearing about.
Aaron's doing layup lines in his mind, and like,
But like not even varsity. This is like 8th grade through junior high, and I'm like, man, this is hardcore.
Gosh.
my high school basketball
This
team.
private school basketball layup line is getting intense with T.I. up in here.
Ti just came on.
My very
I'm gonna do a
conservative
reverse
high school,
layup.
my very conservative Baptist Christian school
Left-handed.
got very progressive the year that we were able to do layup lines to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunches,
Whoa.
Good Vibrations.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That'll
pump you up.
That'll get you hyped for a game.
Yeah, that's a jock jam if you ever heard one.
The other team knows at that point that the game is at a hand. Like, okay, they're warming up to Marky Mark over there. We're going to destroy these guys. Deliver a hard foul right away and send a message and just laugh. Just laugh. The coach tells one of them, I don't care about the technical. Slam one of them to the floor and everyone laughs.
Sweep the leg.
And then
Yeah, straight up Cobra Kai on somebody listening to Marky Mark doing
Sweep the
layups.
leg. Right.
the Roots did some of their classic stuff. They went back to that like early 90s or mid 90s stuff that they did.
They covered Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, they did because that day Chuck Berry passed away that
Yeah.
day, and so they covered Johnny
and
Be
it was
Good.
awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then Method Man and Redman came out, and
Jeez.
they with the Roots, and the energy, and they didn't do like 3 songs like everybody else. They settled in, and
Yeah,
they
it was like a half hour.
Yeah, they did a solid 8-10 songs, and
crazy.
they went the whole gamut. They did Wu-Tang stuff, they did solo stuff, they did like Method Man and Mary J. Blige's song.
Dedicate my life, I'll sacrifice to you. Dedicate my life to you.
I gotta love Jones for your body and your skin tone. 5 minutes alone, I'm already on the bump. Plus, I love the fact you got a mind.
I was doing the math of what those artists probably got paid, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the Roots literally sat there without stopping and played for 4 hours.
That's crazy.
And then all these artists that they flew in, riders, first
Right.
class,
Yeah.
obviously they got to get paid to do it. It's a corporate event. They're live streaming it. I'm guessing that the artist cost was about $500,000. The venue and all the other stuff was probably $500,000. And Bud Light probably paid $1 million for that showcase.
That's crazy.
For 400 people.
Yeah.
But they probably live streamed it and got, the internet.
What you said about them not stopping was unbelievable. I've never seen the Roots live before. And Questlove doesn't stop.
See, I've seen
for 4 hours, he started swinging his arms and didn't stop.
I've seen the Roots 3 or 4 times over the years and at various settings and stuff. And they're always impressive. It's always a stamina thing. You know, it's always like they're going to play, even if it's just them playing on their own, they're going to play for 2 hours. And it's like, it's always incredible.
Impressive.
That's what'll always make me a Roots fan is like they just love playing music. Period.
Yeah, their musicianship is unreal.
And the thing about Questlove is after they'll play a show like that for 2 hours or whatever, in any city they go to, he will then, after the show, go find a local little hole-in-the-wall club and do a residency and
he'll
just
DJ
all night.
Crazy.
Well, and I'll tell you, a few hours after the showcase, Jesse and I are in the Austin airport catching flights.
You guys left for 4:45 in the morning.
4:45 in the morning, we left. In the security line with us was Questlove.
Yeah.
What?
And my guess is he probably didn't sleep. And he was getting the business from TSA too. He was getting the extra pat down, and he was not happy.
Wow.
Yeah. I gave him a fist bump though, and that I think I turned around his morning.
I think it all perked up after that.
Right.
Yeah, it really turns his day around. So
He did a free session in the food court.
I told Aaron my only Questlove encounter was it was going to sound weird,
This
but
is kind of a creepy story.
Years ago, I told this story on the podcast, but I was on a cruise ship that was like the whole ship was taken over. It was like this like innovation summit, and it was like kind of a invite only thing. And some friends of mine were invited, and they invited me, and so I was able to get in and go. And the house band for the entire 3 or 4 day thing was the Roots, right?
What?
So it was that kind of thing. Richard Branson's there, and Chris Sacca, like it was crazy. And so the Roots is the house band, and
Special
so
cruise.
So they're playing poolside one night, and I'm with a couple friends, and then listen to the Roots show is amazing. And then we at the end of it like go over to kind of a quiet lounge and just to talk, and it was empty, and we were in there. Well, after the show, of course, Questlove was going to DJ all night, and apparently it was in this lounge. But it's me and 3 or 4 friends in there, and then Questlove comes in across the room, and he just sets up and he just starts DJing, and literally, like we're the only people in it.
Crazy.
It was totally empty, and so we were playing a card game, and I lost the round, and so I just kind of was sitting there. So I just wandered over to Questlove, and he's just there's a table in front of us. He's not like up on a stand or anything. He's just got his gear on a table, and he's there, and he's got his head down. He's scratching. He's selecting albums or whatever, and I'm standing there on the other side of the table, just kind of watching him or whatever. But I'm like 2 feet from him. Yeah. And we didn't talk, and because I'm nervous. I've been a fan of the Roots since '95.
What do you say?
And I'm trying to break the ice, and he's like a music hero, and I'm sitting there like,
and he's DJing too, so like you don't want to interrupt him.
No, exactly. And it was, but it was kind of pre.
Like
he was just kind of like warming up.
Gotcha.
This
was his layup lines.
Right. Yeah, he basically had Marky Mark playing.
Right. Gotcha.
And so we're sitting there for like a couple minutes, and then finally I go, "Hey, is it cool if I watch it?" And he goes, "It's kind of weird, man."
That's really funny.
I'm like, okay, I'm just a big fan of it. And then I walked away. I was like, okay, sorry. I never get nervous or starstruck, but man, Questlove, I got freaking starstruck, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, real talk. Creep me out a little, man. You need to take about three hefty steps back.
That's basically
you're making me uncomfortable.
That's basically what he said.
And now the dude has I think he's a cookbook out now, so he's diversifying his creative endeavors for sure.
Just like Prop being on their own podcast, diversifying.
Yeah,
we are his cookbook.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's it for our South by recap. But here's one of the things. One of the last dinners, we were sitting there at the table, and I had the South by book in front of me, and it lists literally all the thousands of artists that are playing. And I was just scanning through it just to see who we wanted to see that night. And I'm reading it. I'm like, I swear, if I just put a random collection of words together,
like a Mad Lib, like an indie rock,
like a Mad Lib, you wouldn't know if it was an actual South by Southwest band name.
That's exactly true.
Or a random collection of words that I made up. Right. So I started saying some of the names to the guys at the table. Yeah. And I thought, we've got to bring this on the show. We're going to have a musician on the show with us. We're going to do a game right now. And the game is this a actual South by Southwest band or something Jesse just made up?
A South by Southwest band or something Jesse just made up.
Okay. All right. So the rules are clear, Prop. I'm going to read a band name. You have to tell me, is it someone who actually played at South by Southwest this year or something that I literally just made up, okay?
I'm going to fail this so epically.
All right, the first one. Guantanamo Bay Watch. Guantanamo Baywatch.
Oh no, that's a band.
You are correct. That's a band. Okay, how about this? Larry Bird Watching. Larry Bird Watching.
Nah, you made that up.
I did make that up. Okay. All right, how about this? Narrowly averted grizzly bear attack. Narrowly
That's
averted.
a band.
What are you saying, band or made up?
I'm saying that's a band.
I'm sorry, I made that up. I would be in a band.
Dang it.
I would go see a band called that.
I would. We tried to see them on Sunday.
Yeah. Just meat bodies. Meat bodies,
Just-
one word.
Oh, meat bodies.
Meat. As in M-E-A-T, as in bodies of meat.
One
Oh,
word.
my God.
Meat bodies.
That's definitely a band.
You're correct. That is a band.
That is a band. That is a band.
That's crazy.
And they were at South by?
Yeah, I remember that was one of the ones I mentioned at dinner. It was like meat bodies.
Meat buddies.
That's
All right, prop. 1,000-foot whale claw. 1,000-foot whale claw.
Oh man, please Jesus, let this be a band.
You're correct. It's a band. Oh, was that your guess?
Yes.
Wait.
I sandbagged it to you.
That's crazy.
Okay. How about this? Tony La Tigre. Tony La Tigre.
Tony La Tigre.
Tony La Tigre. Nah, that's not a band. You made that up.
I did make that up. Okay, how about this? A horrific hairdryer accident.
A horrific hairdryer. That actually sounds like an album. You made that up.
I did. Okay, how about this? We're gonna get real
good.
here.
See, artists
okay,
know
you're warmed
art.
up.
You know
Your
what I'm
layup
saying?
line is
That's
done.
kind of the weirder
nailing
part of
it.
it. He's like, oh yeah, that's a band.
Yeah, artists know art. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
1,000-foot whale claw
how
is
about
obviously
this?
a band.
Thigh Master. Thigh Master.
Thigh Master's a band.
You're right, man.
Man, he's killing this.
Okay, how about this? Dorothy Mantooth.
Is a saint.
That's right. She is a saint.
Yeah.
She's a saint. Somebody definitely named their band after that.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, got
I made
him.
that up. Okay. Betty White is here.
Betty White is here. Not Betty White, but Betty White is here.
Betty White is here.
Playing tonight, Betty White is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the marquee, it just says
Some
Betty
kid
White
from
is here.
Indiana thought that was hilarious. I don't know why he's from Indiana, but he's definitely from Indiana. Yeah, that's a band.
I made that up. And
Wow,
if
that's
there's
a
a
good
band
band
out
name.
there that wants to draw a crowd, have them put that on the marquee. I feel like.
It's almost like that band called Free Beer Tonight, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, how about this? Shaq, as in Shaq the human, like SHAQ, is dope. One word.
Shaq is dope.
Shaq is dope. One word.
Yeah.
Shaq is dope. Man, you guys shook my confidence by being so proud of me. Shaq is dope. Nah, you made that up.
That's a real band.
It's a real band.
What?
They play
You're
South
losing
by.
your touch.
Yep.
Like they
How about
just
this one?
like
How about this one?
Mad Libs.
A B C D E F G H I J K. As in, like, just joking. You thought we were gonna do the alphabet. It's you got
They
it.
stopped there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I hope that's a band.
made it up.
Oh gosh.
Dang it, man.
All right,
See,
last one, Jesse. End on a high note. Here we go.
Okay. Oh man, and on a highway note, there's so many good ones left. Okay. Grandpa death experience.
Wow.
Grandpa Death
Experience
is a band. Yes.
for the win. Congratulations.
That's
Grandpa
unbelievable.
Death.
It is a real band. Grandpa
is a
Death
band.
Experience.
That's
which
insane.
playing right before Betty White is here. Tuesday at the Matador. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was
A South by Southwest band or something Jesse just made up.
okay. Moving the show along. You know what I realized? I never told y'all. I mean, this has been so enrapturing. I'm sure that's why you're listening. But I never told you what's coming up later on the show. We have
Yeah,
a great
big
show
one.
today. It's a show that only the Relevant Podcast would put
That's
together.
absolutely
Literally.
true. That's the truest statement so far.
On the show today, Paul Rust is joining us. Paul Rust is the creator, writer, and the lead actor for the Netflix comedy Love, which is a very honest look at love, sex, and relationships, especially kind of in your 20s, and is a Judd Apatow franchise, and so therefore is not safe for the little ears.
That's
but the conversation is fantastic because it really does talk about kind of the truth and reality of kind of relationships in this generation, and so Paul's coming up later, and then also after Paul, Kari Jobe joins us to walk through her new album, The Garden. So she's going to kind of tell us about some of the stories behind the tracks of her new project. So Paul Rust,
it's a unique setup.
A Judd Apatow show. Paul Rust is joining us, and Kari Jobe.
There's a theme in there somewhere.
Here's the thing. This is exactly why I was already a fan of the Relevant podcast.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, man.
That's it.
All right. We'll move the show along. It's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In Case You Missed It.
In case you missed it, comedian John Christ and Aaron Tuning, friends of the show, the good guys, they did a parody of a reality show called Church Hunters, and it's the perfect send-up of church shopping culture. They have other viral videos you might have seen called Millennial International, which was like a sponsorship organization for slackers, and they did a takedown of the Christian music industry.
They did. That's classic.
Well, this new one is like in the style of the HGTV show House Hunters, obviously. It features a young couple looking for the perfect church that meets all of their very specific personal needs. Here's a clip of their new video.
Hey guys,
what's happening?
I'm Corey.
Good to see you. My name's Nick. This is Molly.
Hey guys, welcome to Church Hunters. This is your first church. This is Creekside First Baptist. So while it is traditional, it's still pretty current. Just this year, the pastor started untucking his shirts.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
He does dress his age though, so don't worry. He's past the Osteen suit phase, but he hasn't gone full Giglio yet.
Okay, so there's holes in the knees or no?
Well, it's frayed, but no holes.
Frayed, no. Okay, got it. Perfect.
So hey, let me show you around. Okay,
Great, let's
come on.
do it.
I do love this lobby.
It's a great lobby. You know, it's not too big, not too small.
Yeah.
Should be enough room to catch up, chat with your friends.
That's what you need.
But here's a great thing. There's a bunch of side exits, so if you need to leave early and catch the game, you can do that.
Got it.
One of the main reasons that I love this church for you guys is that on your personality test, Molly, you scored high in service and hospitality.
Oh, babe.
And there's a great welcome team you could join.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then Nick,
Oh,
you
babe.
scored really high in need for accountability. And the men's groups here are amazing.
You just gonna put that out there?
God knows your
groups.
heart, okay?
I guess.
so
It
good.
goes on from there. It's so good. John's killing it right now with some of these
absolutely.
like parody
Yeah.
videos.
On a personal note,
Gosh.
the church where that was filmed is where I got married. So
Really?
it was kind of interesting
Whoa.
watching.
Did you
those
score
videos.
high on the need for accountability as well?
I don't know.
Is that they specialize in marriages for guys that need accountability? Well, this
so.
guy's getting married here for sure.
Maybe so.
In case you missed it, this week, Sufjan Stevens explained why his faith-inspired version of the Star-Spangled Banner is still so relevant today. He took the stage at the Tibet House's 30th annual benefit concert at Carnegie Hall, and he performed the somewhat obscure song he first recorded back in 2012. The song contains lyrics questioning violence and nationalism, with lyrics like, and our flag marked with blood, with the blood of our hands, and our hands marked with death, with the blood of the man, and the man on the cross, and the cross on our hearts. Has it done nothing more than to drive us apart? Before performing the song this week, he said, "My prayer is that we begin to move our hearts, our minds, our bodies in the direction of love, wisdom, and common sense. Until then, we'd like to sing a theme song for this present darkness." Here is a clip.
I feel like the whole like national feeling and posture right now has kind of re-inspired Sufjan as an artist and a writer lately.
I agree.
Absolutely.
He makes some weird
Hey, when you
music,
guys
though.
go to your secret white men meetings, can you tell him
Those are
that
secrets.
I'm such a fan?
I'll let him know.
I want to work with him so bad. I'm not
We
Kanye.
can't discuss the details of those meetings.
Prop, I was a white man allowed to be at the secret black rap video shoot. I think I
see
can
what I'm
invite.
saying?
I can invite you to the secret white meeting.
You could.
Because
That's what I'm
there's-
trying to say.
There's definitely
Do
white
you know
girls
what I
who
mean?
wanna-
J. Crew?
Yeah, it's in a secret room underneath a J. Crew.
That's why. That's why black people haven't been able to find it, because they don't shop there.
Under a J. Crew. It's hiding in plain sight. You guys are brilliant.
Dude, you're welcome to come. You just never asked to. Like, it's open to everybody. It's just under the J. Crew.
Have you ever owned a pair of chinos? Because bring those with you.
Yeah, you go to the chino rack. Yeah, and you push.
It's a door. It's a secret door.
Yeah, it's a secret door hiding behind some chinos, some completed chinos.
Hey, in case you missed it this week, Demi Lovato said that God helped her get and remain sober. The pop star recently took to Instagram to announce that she's now been sober for 5 years when she posted an image of her 12-step program marking the milestone. She's previously been pretty open about her struggle with drug and alcohol addiction. I was doing the math. She's like 23, right? So she's been sober for 5 years. So her drug and alcohol addiction was happening
when she was like
heavily
on
in
Disney
her teens.
or something like that.
Disney years.
I mean, she was a celebrity since she was like 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the post, she credited her faith with helping get her through. Here's what she wrote. It's been quite the journey. So many ups and downs. So many times I wanted to relapse, but sat on my hands and begged God to relieve the obsession. I'm so proud of myself, but I couldn't have done it without my higher power, God, my family, friends, and everyone else who supported me, feeling humbled and joyful today. So 12-step programs, I don't know if you know about them, they're based on the principle that a power greater than ourselves can restore us, and many encourage those in recovery to reflect on the role of God in their lives. Back in 2013, she said to Cosmo that faith is important to her, though she is somewhat hesitant to talk about it in Hollywood. She said, I'm not super religious, but I grew up Christian. I believe in God. When I'm in LA, I don't talk about it that much because people are very judgmental, but I just feel like God gave me a voice, not just to sing with. He put me through those things, which seemed horrible at the time, but they were so worth it. With the obstacles I've overcome, I can help people. So there you go.
Very cool.
Demi Lovato, everybody.
Yeah.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, in case you missed it, Vice News this week released a short documentary about a church providing sanctuary to undocumented immigrants fearing deportation.
This was an incredible, it's only like 8 minutes, and if someone wants to go and watch the whole thing, we embedded it on our site or watch it wherever, but man, this was
not or watch it wherever. Go to relevantmagazine.com and watch it.
Exclusively go to relevantmagazine.com and watch it.
We have the exclusive
Doesn't
embed
exist anywhere else.
With exclusive RSS feed from
from Vice. The short film featured a church in New York that's allowing an undocumented immigrant to live in its basement and hopefully flee to Canada, where he won't be sent back to El Salvador, where gangs threaten his life and his family. Historically, federal authorities won't enter churches or places of worship to carry out deportation, though the law does not prohibit them from doing so. They just respect it. Here's a clip from the documentary.
Jose is a carpenter. For almost a decade, he and his wife Maria lived in suburban Maryland, raising their 2 children, Joel and Violeta. But for the past 2 weeks, this has been Jose's home. The basement of a church in Buffalo, New York, where he's been hiding from the U.S. government. This isn't how he wanted his life to unfold, but he knows what could happen if he's sent back to El Salvador. He called a local NGO that's been sheltering immigrants. They connected him to Reverend Justo Gonzalez, whose church has agreed to help.
If your gut says something's wrong, don't open the door. Are we aware that we are putting ourselves at peril? Yes. Are we looking for a fight with the United States government? No. But will I stand in this congregation, stand on the right side of history, the right side of justice? Absolutely. People are more important than documents.
I love that guy.
That's the guy. Hey, this is, and it's not even just like, maybe more like rogue churches that are taking the stand. Even the church of Pastor Sammy Rodriguez, who I know, he's the president of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference. He's like one of the top leaders in the Hispanic evangelical church, and even charismatic church. He prayed at the most recent presidential inauguration. So he prayed at the Trump inauguration, okay? He's offering what he calls safe haven to those in need, regardless of immigration status at his church. He recently explained, he said, I want to distinguish that from sanctuary churches that are explicitly committed to opening up their doors to people that are undocumented. We're not going to ask if you are documented or undocumented. If you're coming to our church and say, I need safe haven, without asking you any questions, we're going to provide safe haven. Discussing recent immigration policy, he said, there was a percentage, a number of God-fearing, hardworking people who were not criminals, who don't even have a traffic violation, that were deported. These are egregious stories. So the church church is engaging the fight, which is
his
crazy.
church, Sammy Rodriguez's church, literally has bunk beds across the basement to help these people.
Awesome.
Yes.
And in case you missed it, we mentioned it earlier in passing, but the lineup for this year's Lollapalooza was announced. Now, Coachella's already been announced, Bonnaroo's already been announced, and they're awesome lineups.
It's a good year for festivals.
Coachella went down a notch when Beyonce pulled out, but for obvious reasons. But the Lollapalooza lineup has probably never been this good. And I'm telling you, as somebody who's been for 11 straight years, it's featuring Chance the Rapper, Lorde, Killers, the XX, Arcade Fire, KG Element, Migos, Spoon, Fanagram, the Lemon Twigs, Alt J, Vance Joy, The Head and the Heart, Sylvan Esso, a ton of others. It goes on and on and on. I literally was looking at the lineup.
The whole list is good. Like the whole stack of the poster.
Emerging artists, Maggie Rogers, whatever, all the way up to Arcade Fire and Chance the Rapper at the same. Come on, guys.
How funny is like Spoon and the Killers? Yeah, like some of this, like is that Revival or I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's ironic.
I feel like Lala the last couple of years has been good at bringing like artists from like a decade or even like 2 decades ago that are still
like they had the Postal Service reunited for 10 years for that one show at Lala. Remember?
Yeah.
It was not. I was not a huge Postal Service fan, so I was underwhelmed by it. But Jesse was in hog heaven. Them and Weezer. Hey, Weezer played at South by.
Weezer was at South by,
and Jesse didn't go.
What?
I couldn't believe it.
He cried a little though.
I did. Well, I feel like that night. I'm trying to remember where. Anyway, I feel like I kind of took one for the team that night. But they're playing in town, and I said I'm just gonna wait till they're.
The 4-day festival Lollapalooza kicks off August 3rd in Chicago, and if you you can't get tickets now; it's sold out. But if you got tickets, you'll see us there. So say hi. All right, well that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices.
Within all the caring space and the muffled yellow voices, letters greener on the other side, to the writer and the substance. Privacy was never a thought, only a separation.
You're listening to Lowly. The song is Prepare the Lake. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Spoon. They are back with Do I Have to Talk You Into It? Spoon played South by and Lala, and they're back. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, so recently, news stations around the country received a press release that 2 what they called, quote, inspirational strongmen, I guess somewhat in the vein of like a power team, were making a cross-country tour for an organization that was called Thanks for Strength. And according to this press release, they were going to hit cities all over the world. They even just booked a spot on America's Got Talent. And so they were offering their services, chop and steal, to come into these local morning news TV stations and do a little demonstration, give some fitness tips, and kind of, just spread some goodwill to the community about their great cause, which is just strength. It's just teaching people strength.
So this is like they are booking segments on local morning news shows to come in to do like demonstrate like workout things?
Exactly. And give an inspirational message.
What's the name of it?
Like you might have a cook come in, or you might have, some other thing, consultant or something.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cooking demonstration. So here's like a little workout demonstration.
These are these local guys who...
Okay. Well, they're not local. These are national guys. These guys, according to the press release.
We have the National Fitness Duo. Chop and Steal.
Chop and Steal.
Yeah.
Chop and Steal.
Oh, so that's their name, or do they go in and chop steel?
No, that's their names.
No, that's their names, but they also do some chopping while they're there. So
How do you
chop and steal. So 3 local stations in the Midwest. These, and I'm sure you got a lot of cities have them. Like they are literally just the morning shows that are, they have like the Today Show. You have the Good Morning America, but then there's like one of the local news station that has their own version of that.
Yeah, usually the Fox affiliate because they don't have the national.
Yeah, it's like Good Morning Des Moines or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 of them evidently didn't take much time to vet Chop and Steele because none of the things that they mentioned in the press release are real. There is no national tour. They've never been on America's Got Talent, and they are not inspirational strongman. As it turned out, they're not even in that great a shape.
So they're just punking these local TV shows, and
they book 3 dates on morning TV shows, and they come in, and they clearly, as soon as they walk on, they have ridiculous facial hair. They're wearing spandex, and like I said, not only is it immediately evident that they are not strong men. Like I said, they don't even look like they take care of themselves that well. One of them was wearing Zubaz pants, and they begin to demonstrate a series of exercises
of course,
that are not only ineffective,
pants.
but are incredibly dangerous. One of the exercises is Chop lifts the back of his shirt up, and Steele literally just throws sticks at him.
So they did the actual show?
They did, yeah. They booked their shows. So wait, one of them's name is Chop, and the other one is Steele. So it's Chop like apostrophe in Steele. It's like Chop and Steele.
Yeah.
Not like Hall & Oates.
It's
not.
Steele.
Yeah, I thought it was Chop and Steele too, like Hall & Oates.
No.
Okay.
It's like Cameron and Jesse.
Yeah.
Chop and Steele.
Chop and Steele.
Yeah. So, I feel like the only way that we can properly talk about this, Cameron, I sent you a link to a YouTube video.
Yep.
I know this is sort of, we try to avoid visual slices, but I would like, Cameron, have you seen this video yet?
No, I haven't.
I want to get your unfiltered reaction, watching and narrating for the audience about a minute of this video, if you don't mind.
I'll start at the beginning. Here we go.
This is WEAU 13 News.
Been waiting for this all show long.
I know, I'm excited.
Strongman duo Chop and Steele are here in studio.
Strongman duo Chop and Steele are here talking about their tour. Give thanks
right now
for
they are
strength.
showing Chop and
Well, an
Steele.
impressive feat by our strongman duo and what they're doing to educate people.
Okay, so every time these anchors are talking, they're showing the guys kind of waiting for their segment, and the guys are holding each of them. They are curling an object together. They each have an arm and a tire, and they're curling the tire on one of them, and then the other station, they each have a hand in the hole of a cinder block, and they're curling it together. I'll continue, but that's what the visual is while these anchors are talking.
Is coming up.
You can still do all these strongman tricks from just stuff you find around your house and around your yard or whatever. So that's what we want to show you today.
Yeah, but actions speak louder than demonstrations. Let's get to some of the action right now.
Yeah. And we're going to go. Ready?
Right now they have tennis rackets in their hand, and they are like sword fighting with them.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
We found some sticks actually in your parking lot. And
this is all it takes.
We're going to reverse roles here. Okay. I'm Chop, but this time he's going to be doing the chopping.
Okay,
sounds good.
Normally you say don't try this at home. Go ahead and try these at home.
Okay. All right, perfect.
They literally found some twigs in the parking lot, and he's holding it out, and the other guy's karate chopping the twig in half. Steele is wearing a very tight shirt, which reveals his very flabby torso, and he has unnaturally large Zubaz stripe zebra pants on and a do-rag. Steele is wearing uncomfortably high John Stockton shorts and a tank top.
At least they look the part.
So they very much look the part, and their names are on their shirts. And he's chopping twigs still.
3.
Yep, 3 twigs. Little tiny branch twigs. Oh, then he pulls out one that's a little bit too big, and he says no pass, and he goes back to a little twig. Right now, they have little wicker baskets that they would have bought at like a Hobby Lobby that you would put maybe smaller than an Easter egg wicker basket. They have 3 or 4 or 5 of them.
Like some soaps or something.
Chop they're on the floor. Chop is kneeled down. He's pulling, he'll grab a basket and bring it over in front of Steele, and Steele then is stomping on it with his foot. And then he grabs another small wicker basket. Here we go.
2.
He's crunching them.
3.
With his foot.
4.
I just like the counting. Just stepping
5. 5.
And he
All
just-
right, so that's 5 in probably under 10 seconds.
Probably about. A lot of the times what we like to tell people is that you have to let life bounce off of you. Yep. Right? And so we're going to do just that literally, in the literal sense.
So, yeah, again,
He's
this is
gotten
one you don't want to
Twitter
ride home unless you got, unless you feel like you can really pull it off. Why don't you lift up your shirt in the back here? He's built up quite
So he's gotten the twig. So again, inspirational to show that life, you need to let things bounce off of you. Steele has turned his back to Chop. Chop is about 5 feet away. He has some of the twigs that they found in the parking lot again, and this is what he's about to throw at him.
So we just go 1.
And he's throwing the twigs at Steele's bare back on TV.
4.
Can you see the face of the
6.
of
How
the
you doing
news
over there?
anchor?
No, the anchor is standing off to the left.
Oh
You can
my
only
gosh.
see his hand, and like he doesn't want to be in the frame. You can just see.
No, that's like the best part. Is like, what is going on here?
So right now, Chop is Steele. They're doing kind of a crab, kind of like leg lock thing.
It's an
Chop is
incredibly
standing
dangerous
up.
looking, weird calisthenic exercise.
Okay, so like if
don't
Chop
recommend
was
it.
laying on his back on the ground and Steele walked up to him and Chop lifted his legs up and wrapped his legs around Steele's legs, but he was still laying on the ground, okay? And then he reached up and they linked hands. And Chop is going to curl and lift up Steele off the ground, and that's what's happening on TV right now.
8, 9, 22.
And now they're doing push-ups on top of each other.
26, 27, 28.
You can see that while he's flexing there, that if you do this at home, it's working it's your delts, your triceps, your plaps, it's all the major chest muscle groups.
I'm doing double duty here. I'm using just a basic.
Just so you know, Plaps isn't real.
This is my favorite one because
you got the anchor involved.
This is a practical
towel holder
workout.
that you would have in your
You can
bathroom.
find in your home. Anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it
you can do
doesn't
this.
take all this fancy stuff to
Yep,
be able to
it
do
does,
all this.
yeah, but
do you feel this already?
Oh yeah, this is just basic turbo gravy that you would have in your house.
There you go. Especially after
And I
Turkey
can do
gravy. It's
double
a
duty
gallon
with
of
this
turkey
one.
gravy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go up high.
Yep.
Sorry. Yikes. It's all right.
Chop has just spilled about 4 liters of turkey gravy on the studio floor.
He had the reason why, and I'll stop there. But he had one of those twigs that he had found, and he put the handle of it's like a milk gallon jug thing with the handles, the plastic ones, and he had like hung them 2 of these gallons of turkey gravy on the little twig, and he was holding it by the twig in the middle like a dumbbell, lifts it over his head like he was going to do an exercise, and of course they slid off of the twig and then splattered all over the studio
My
floor.
favorite is this is just basic turkey gravy like you would have at your house.
Yeah. So Chop and Steele, everybody.
So
There you
Chop
go.
and Steele,
Wow.
it turns out, this is not their first rodeo pulling off this gag.
No way.
Recently, one of them, the guy who played Chop, he photoshopped a book, a cookbook about leftovers, about interesting things to do with your Thanksgiving Day leftovers.
Right.
So it's not even a real book, and claimed to be going on a book tour across the country and doing book signings at local Barnes and Nobles. He visited local news stations and did like the cooking demonstrations that we've all seen, where a reporter comes over to the table. He proceeds to put various old Thanksgiving items into a blender, like turkey, gravy, and all this gross stuff, and dumps it into a cup and have the reporter take a sip.
No.
Oh my
way.
gosh.
So he booked it by telling the local news station, I'm an author. I have a new book out. I'm on a
Yes.
national book signing tour, and I'm doing a signing in your town.
In town.
And so I need to do this
What
little
am I doing
promo,
with my
and they
life?
book it without checking.
Well, they book it because they're like, it's Thanksgiving. This is perfect. A Thanksgiving leftovers demonstration.
Yeah,
You know,
some
this is the kind of
producer
stuff-
has no idea what else to do. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, we got this author in
Well,
town.
and how often does Podunkville, Indiana, get a guest coming through? So
That's
they're
true.
going to book
Yeah.
anybody who's like, oh my
And
goodness.
their most painful gag, which people can go and watch because it's arguably too awkward and painful to even listen to, is when one of the members of their crew, who's landed a couple legit acting jobs from this gag that he did 6 years ago, he started booking these local morning news segments as a professional yo-yo master named K. Strauss. The problem is he knows nothing about yo-yo and would just literally walk in there and start swinging the yo-yos wildly, inevitably hitting himself. At one point, he decided on air to retire from yo-yo because he lost the muscle memory. During another appearance, he took out the yo-yo and informed the reporters that he accidentally forgot the string this time and ranted for the entire segment about a lot of disturbing things. dress up as a professional
Man,
yo-yo
that's
master. So
amazing.
it turns out these guys are actually just really good viral marketers. They put on
that's
something
so
called the
good.
Found Footage Festival, which is like a comedy festival that has to do with a lot of these types of pranks and like goofy old videos. But in order to promote it, they have been pranking these local news stations across the country, and no one is safe because once someone lets on, like K Strauss is basically blacklisted from every local morning show because so
Right. Yeah,
many,
I mean, you would
like
think- you would think
multiple
so.
producers were just
At this point.
humiliated by the segment.
Yeah.
But you know, they keep inventing new characters, and in the course of like 2 weeks, Chop and Steele struck 3 different times in the Midwest.
Unbelievable.
So
Amazing.
Jesse, I have a feeling like this is like one day we're going to get a headline about a guy who's doing this exact thing in Virginia, and it's going to be you.
I was so mad that I didn't think. I honestly thought, dude, I might steal this idea because it's so perfect. And you could see, look, we get a lot of press. Aaron knows this too. We get a lot of press releases all the time from people, you know.
Yeah.
And if you are doing a morning show, you're trying to book tons of interesting guests. I could totally see how in a small market you could pull this prank. I have not laughed harder watching YouTube videos than these guys in a long time. You can see more right now. We
Exclusively at magazine.com.
The lesson to every artist is there is no excuse for you to not be booked.
That's true.
No lie.
That's true, right? You just got to work. Just get it. You'll
basically.
get. What do you have, Aaron? Did you bring a slice? You're still hanging
I did.
out.
This is my first time bringing a slice, and so it's.
Well, a lot's hanging in the balance here. I mean,
I
if you
know.
want to show up again, you better bring the goods.
Okay, well, so there is this place overseas called Japan, and they're known for a lot of tech innovation. Something comes out of Japan. This is some announcement, the PSA. It might be high tech, might be inventive. Well, they've done something new, and it's pretty exciting. There is opening in a place called Harajuku, Japan, a cafe called Nest Cafe Harajuku, and it's a nap cafe.
A nap cafe.
It is essentially
Is that called a hotel?
It's essentially a Starbucks.
Okay.
In the middle of the room is coffee tables, couches, these kind of things. Around the room are beds. $9,000 beds, which I guess we included in the write-up to make sure we know they're quality beds. And you can
How is that bed $9,000 anyway?
Well, that's another point.
Yeah.
This point is that for whatever the price is, you can walk in and get a cup of decaf, Nescafe.
Okay.
Headphones,
Right.
Sony headphones,
Of course.
a 2-hour nap,
Uh-huh.
at the end of which time they will bring you a caffeinated Nescafe.
Wow.
And my question
really
is,
wake up.
how long is it going to take before this comes to Orlando?
What? How much does it cost?
It doesn't say.
To me,
Yeah.
if you go to a hotel or not hotel, an airport, there's a lot of times they'll have like little kind of bunk rooms
The
like this.
hospitals will have them.
Yeah.
But this is the cafe
It's
style. It's
literally
only
just-
2 hours, and it's relatively out in the open. They also have those Philips like LED like mood light kind
So
of thing.
this is like a kindergarten
So it's designed
class,
to get you into your
a
REM
kindergarten
cycle.
class at 2 p.m. when you walk in the room, the lights are dim and everybody's on cots.
Except in parts of Spain they have like siestas where it's like the culturally appropriate thing.
Yeah.
This would facilitate something like that really well. Except as far as I know in Japan that's not a cultural tradition. It's just a wonderful innovation, an evolution of the coffee shop experience. Because we can all admit that there was Dunkin' Donuts, and then there's our second wave coffee with like Starbucks. There's the third wave, like hipster shop, where you're gonna like do little foam designs in my cup. And this, I think, is the fourth wave and the wave we've all been waiting on.
Well, like even if you didn't go there like in the middle, like let's say you just wanted like an hour during your lunch break, somewhere to crash out, I could see that. But even if like let's say you're like shopping with people, or like you're with friends and they're out for the night and they want to go to like a movie, and you're like, you know what? I'll catch up with you guys after. I'm literally just going to go sleep and be refreshed for the rest of the night. Or like, I don't want to go to all those shops. Tell you what, we'll get dinner afterwards. I'm going to go nap. I love the idea personally.
I'm sure you found yourself in the situation where you're in a different city and maybe you're doing like Christmas shopping, and maybe it's with just like in-laws or something.
Yeah.
And there's like that, like, oh, does anybody want coffee? I'll run over here and get us coffees, and y'all can consider.
You disappear for 2
Y'all just keep looking
hours.
around Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'll go get coffee. In that scenario, you could just literally go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or you're like, okay, the next thing I have to do is 3 hours from now. The only problem is the hotel is too far away, and to go all the way. So you're like, I can't go back. I don't want to go home. Like I need to just. I need a place to shut my eyes for a second. I think it's brilliant. I used to say in college that nap time was wasted on kindergartners.
It's true. The kindergartners don't want to take nap. College students do.
Oh yeah. Well, and like every other study, I feel like that comes out is like, you want to be more productive? Take naps, take
Take a
breaks.
nap.
Like that's always what we see coming across. The internet research mill. And so this coffee shop's allowing us to do it, and I want a piece of it.
There you go. Well, you could start it. I mean, you don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. Be the change you want to see, Aaron.
I do not see myself investing in this.
Yeah, Aaron's not buying $9,000 beds. He's buying a bunch of air mattresses and like an old storage unit. Now go to sleep, and just slams the door. Is there air in here? Breathe into the air mattress if you need to. Get out! Shut up! This is what you wanted.
That's a slippery slope. All right. Hey, our guest cast member, Prop, I heard you have a slice. What do you have?
I do have a slice. And this was actually the motivation for wanting to be on this show, was being a part of the slices.
Oh, man. You need to get something off your chest is what I'm hearing.
Yes. So we mentioned one of them. I had an idea about Cameron, but we talked about that being in a rap video. That's quite a slice. But this is a story that kind of popped up a few years ago that has been sort of resurfaced because of sort of the drive of sort of environmental and activism and just fights for justice for those that are sort of oppressed, which is partially why I really perked up. Because I was really inspired by this. So in a place called Iceland, far north, which helped you to understand that, justice issues isn't just colorized. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody but one color up in Iceland, so it's not necessarily always.
It's one big J crew, you would say.
Yeah. One big J crew, maybe that's where all the meetings are.
Yeah. You're welcome to go.
Totally.
Don't admit that.
So in this time where, this expanse and invasive sort of cityfying, and removing of beauty, some people have stood up for those that couldn't stand up for themselves and have passed laws to protect certain habitats, because nobody wanted to disturb in Iceland the habitat of the elves.
Oh, the elves.
Elven communities.
I just feel like we overlooked that a lot.
Elf community, at least it's been believed for centuries that I'm not gonna say this correctly because I don't speak Elvish or Icelandic, but I'm a big Bjork fan.
It's true.
Holdulfolk, which translates as hidden folk.
Yeah,
so these hidden folk, they have a church. Okay. There's a governmental organization that protects them. That there was this expanse, this road that's for 3 years they've been trying to build this road to go across this part of the town, this part of the land, but activists will not let them disturb their area. They are protecting the elf folk. Now, nobody's necessarily seen these elf folk,
right?
Or maybe they have. I don't know. Have you seen an alien? I don't know. But you know what? If they had a place here, we should probably protect them.
That's true.
So I was absolutely fascinated by the idea that, okay, we couldn't stop an oil line to go through a Native American reservation that's going to destroy a natural source of fresh water from people we've been making treaties with for the past 300 years.
Right.
We could not stop that. But in Iceland, elves were able to stop, and they didn't even have to do it themselves.
Yeah, they weren't even out there. People took
they
up for
weren't
the
even
elf.
out there protesting.
I have a couple life mottos that I live by.
Yeah,
and one of them, right at the top of the list, when it comes to elves, err on the side of caution.
You never know.
You never know.
You don't know. You don't know. That's the thing with elves. Okay. Yeah. You put one road through their community. Look, I'm not trying to stir up trouble with mythical creatures that doesn't need to be there.
I do think it's true that in
I'll
Iceland,
take the long way to work.
There's like a cultural fear of elves. Like that's a.
Well, aren't they the ones that sneak in the night and steal your shoes and take them to a cobbler?
Somebody is.
I think in Iceland they kill you. There's like stories of people hiking in elven communities.
I was going to say,
they die.
Cameron, can I be honest with you? If someone broke into my home, took my shoes to a cobbler, that's like a favor at that point. Like that's like a pretty
the
cool
good ones.
thing
That's
to
the
do.
good elves. I'm saying, but they have the
Are there
shifty
still cobblers?
abilities. They have the shifty abilities to come in and take your shoes. You don't want to cross them. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They can break into your house, but that's just. But the idea.
Cameron, the American version of that is some weird mythical creature that we don't want to perturb because he like stole my car to get my oil changed and brought it back. I'd be like, dude, I'm pretty down with that gremlin.
It's just like these are like good thieves.
Yeah,
you know.
good thieves.
So I get it, but
I'm
like
actually thankful for this.
I'm like, okay, so what did the Hopi Indians do to you? Right? So maybe that's a lesson for all of our Native Americans. You need to just start breaking into
Taking people's shoes.
white people's houses.
Take their shoes.
Learn from the elves.
Take their shoes. You understand? And pretend like you're mythical. And then maybe your
they'll-
government will protect your land.
Man, you took something
says a
ridiculous
lot
and
about so
hammered
many
home
issues.
an incredibly powerful point. That is skillful, man.
You really did. I didn't know it was going that direction, but I'm glad it did. And by but that direction, I mean I didn't know that elves fix shoes. That's news to me. It's good the elves
Now
around
everybody
here.
knows.
Oh man! Hey, well, they make cookies up in the tree, and we know that.
That's the Keebler variety.
They make the cookies.
Keebler ones.
Yeah,
Good
I mean, again, the
It's
good
like
ones.
good immigrants and bad immigrants, right? Like, you
Oh,
don't want to support the Keebler elves.
Keep coming back to the
right?
real stuff,
Yeah, man.
Man, can't just let it.
It's a talent, man.
But I'll tell you this much. I was watching the Discovery Channel late the other night. There's just noise in the background. I would watch a Discovery Channel marathon about the Icelandic elf community. You know,
maybe a reality show too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I was watching Moonshiners, and it was like a culture that I don't know. It was like an inside look at a world that is new to me. And the elves would be the same thing. I would totally watch it. And they do like the Alaskan bush people and stuff.
Because reality and fiction don't matter to Discovery Channel. I mean, literally, they just think of something that would be cool if it did exist, and make a documentary as if it does.
You know what though? I'm with Cameron. It's incredibly deceiving when you turn on something and it says the Discovery Channel, specifically the Moonshiners thing. I was hoping this was going to be much more Discovery-ish,
like recipes, like you would discover
Like what?
Recipes and how to.
Yeah, I want to
learning
learn,
experience.
just history, the culture, the science, the anthropology
No,
of
it's
the
none of that.
Appalachian Mountains and why moonshine exist. Instead, I'm just watching like redneck Escobars. I'm like, y'all drug dealers. That's all you are. I'm just watching a reality show about drug dealers right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing: they don't blur their faces. So, Prop, you're saying that privilege has gotten to the point it's so ridiculous where they literally can just televise the crime and still not get in trouble.
Like you're,
But
like,
you don't know where
oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
It's just the woods. They don't out where it is. So like the cops don't.
Are you okay? So if I'm in the Appalachian Mountains
Right.
and I'm a policeman, you know what I'm gonna look for? The big old satellite dish.
Oh, that's true.
The Discovery Channel truck.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because when I pulled up to that house in LA for that Lecrae video shoot, the production, the bus, yeah, that's true. Okay, that would kind of be a giveaway.
There could be a small hint.
They
Here.
literally have the people's names and faces advertising the show. Like talk about the disparagement of justice. Like we're literally making our crime entertainment, and people are watching to laugh. That's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah, if it was like weed sellers of LA and like it was just these brothers and you just at the trap house and it's a television show where Pookie and them and they sitting there cutting crack and without their faces covered and setting up how they hide the crack from the police
and the other crack dealers because they're rivals with the other moonshiners. Yeah,
and helping each other. Like, like how come you can do this? Like,
and literally put
this?
your name in the credits of the show. It's on your IMDb. Your drug dealing is on your IMDb, and the cops still do not care.
It must be nice.
So you're saying, wait, hold on, Rob. You're saying that the fact that this show exists is like a race thing, like because like we celebrate white criminals, but we would demonize, like we wouldn't do that show about black criminals, is what you're saying.
You wouldn't do that show about no other kind of criminals.
Interesting. Look again, took a stupid Discovery Channel Elf marathon proposal.
Yeah, I thought we were throwing shade at Discovery.
Wow.
Social commentary.
Well, I think Discovery should look into the Icelandic elven community. I mean, they've already got the other
one who has like truckers too.
Yeah, they
like
do
just
the
like
ice road truckers. The Alaskan Bush People Marathon was last night. Yeah. So I mean, they're up there in the north anyway. Just pop over to Iceland.
Who's the one where they just like catch alligators? Is that Discovery too?
I don't know.
Just like
that
follow
was history.
That's history? See, that makes no sense.
No, but they're making history every day. That's
because if there's anything the history books are going to remember, it's that time that dude walked into Pawn Stars with a fake musket and tried to get $5,000 and had his heart broken by Chumley. History every day.
History every day. That's hilarious.
Your great grandfather's Civil War was worthless. Now get out of my shop, loser.
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Paul Rust.
Trouble times 8. Boom, Baker's body now his cover is blown. Stacy said enough, so Baker Wallace now knows. He starts cursing at her and also the entire family. She's got the look of love out on her cheek. She doesn't seem to want to give it to me. I got the feeling that I could be setting her free. She's got her eyes all wrong. She's seeing my friend. She doesn't see the love that I've been given. I got the feeling that her heart isn't beating for me.
You're listening to Semi-Attractive Boy, which is my high school nickname. The song is Her Heart Isn't Beating for Me. Oh man, life song there. Well, this week's feature segment is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, beautiful gallery, professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. I'm a huge fan of Squarespace. We've been building Squarespace websites for years. We most recently did the Oscars.biz Awards website with Squarespace, and it's super easy. You can add and arrange your content and features with the click of a mouse. And then when you sign up for a year, you get a free custom domain included in your order. They have beautiful templates and seamless commerce tools and incredible customer support. You can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace, set your website apart. Paul Rust is an actor, comedian, and writer who co-created the Netflix comedy Love with Judd Apatow. Paul stars alongside with Jillian Jacobs as the show follows their burgeoning romance while examining the awkwardness of modern dating. We recently spoke with Paul Rust about the inspiration for the show and how to find the humor in modern day romance. Now, I actually finished all of season 2 last night. I knew he was going to be on the show, so I wanted to finish season 2. And again, it's a Judd Apatow movie, or show, so it's like rough around the edges, and we're not endorsing it. But if you enjoy that kind of awkward humor and whatever, there's some really profound messages and things that are illuminated in this season. It's really interesting. Without any further ado, here is Paul Rust.
Well, to start off, can you tell me a little bit about the genesis of the show Love?
Yeah. So it initially started my wife, who at the time was my girlfriend, and as co-creator of the show now, Leslie Arfin, she and I pitched. It was my manager's idea that since I was working on this Pee Wee Herman movie with Judd, and because Leslie was co-writing or writing on Girls, which Judd produces, my manager suggested that the two of us come up with an idea for a movie based on a relationship that's loosely based on us. And we presented it to Judd as a kind of outline pitch, and he really liked it. But what he specifically liked was the couple sort of at the center of this movie and the dynamic of the couple. For a while, Judd had this idea, this notion to do a TV show that would be about sort of that would follow an entire relationship. And I think he had that around kicking in his mind for a while. And so he decided to, thought that this would be a good couple to kind of put the couple from our movie pitch sort of in this TV show idea he had. And then from that point forward, the three of us just started working together on the TV show.
Was the plan always for you to act in the project?
Yeah, I think that was always the hope. Judd knew me as a writer and a performer, and I think he could also tell when he read it that I was writing it to be in my sort of voice. The worry I had after we sold the show, I was told that I was going to be in it. Anytime my phone would ring, I was convinced, that they were calling me to tell me they were taking it away from me. I was scared about that. But a couple months later, I finally was like, okay, I think I got this. So.
Your show Love is about a love story with Mickey and Gus, and it occurs to me about love in general, or love in a certain kind of framing of the millennial generation and those kind of things. So I'm curious, from your perspective as the writer and actor, is love and dating, maybe marriage and romance, is that different today than it was, say, for like our parents' generation?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I think my first answer is sort of no. The trappings might be different. It might be a text, whereas 100 years ago it was a beautifully written letter, love letter. So there could be sort of differences in terms of that. But I think overall the general feeling of, I'm starting to realize I like this person and I hope they like me back, is as old as time itself. And in a way, that's sort of that's the thing that we always have on our side with the show, is even if it gets, there is sort of more modern stuff in there,
sure,
or if the characters are doing things that maybe viewers aren't totally on board with, sort of the general gist of the show, which is like two people are trying to make it work because they like each other. That's always sort of a nice fallback, because that's something I think literally every human being has experienced, which is good.
You brought up Judd Apatow. Obviously, he's heavily involved in the show and producing and all that. It's interesting. He's famous for these romantic stories, romantic comedies, but it's certainly nothing like, a Nora Ephron or a Nicholas Sparks or something you might see like that. And in some ways, it's like the anti-version of those, right? So, he plays up like awkwardness and what you might call like realism, maybe, or humorously real parts of relationships. What is it about his brand of romantic comedies that you think appeals to audiences?
When the first season came out, in people's responses and feedback to the show, a lot of people were talking about how the scenes were, made them cringe or were awkward, and it sort of caught me off guard, because when we were writing and making those scenes, all we were trying to do was do something that felt truthful.
Yeah.
And so when people had that reaction, it made me more go, oh, I guess daily life is just filled with constant awkwardness. So it wasn't necessarily like we were inventing anything. It was just more kind of like representing, maybe this isn't everybody's experience, but, you know, my experience, that there's just uncomfortable moments, but it wasn't about any sort of mission statement of like, that's how we see things. Sure. I think it's also just like a byproduct of, you know, with Judd, Leslie, myself, and the rest of the staff of writers that we have, and including like great actors we have on the show like Gillian, Jacobs. We all kind of believe that like it's very rare in life to have actual villains, and a lot of times conflict comes out of how a person gets in the way of themselves.
Sure.
Not that anybody else out there in the world is coming up with some grand scheme to take you down. And so I think when that sort of creative, overall general creative choice is made, which is like, hey, we're not ever going to have this show have somebody who's a flat out villain, it kind of leaves you then to go, well, then what is the conflict?
Yeah.
And then the conflict ends up being, an uncomfortable situation.
Sure.
It's just sort of a natural byproduct of trying to be, honest about the characters.
That was Paul Rust. Stay tuned. Up next, Kari Jobe takes us on a tour of her new album. You're listening to Real Estate. The song is Stained Glass. That's what I look for in my real estate. Lots and lots of stained glass.
Classic.
On her latest release, The Garden, singer and worship artist Kari Jobe explores not only God's nature, but also how we respond to it in the midst of both tragedy and triumph. What you're about to hear is Kari walking us through some of her favorite songs on the record and telling us about the real-life events that inspired the deeply personal album and actually how the songs helped her family heal. It's unreal. Without any further ado, here is Kari Jobe.
You keep drawing me, you keep drawing me closer to your heart. You keep calling me, you keep calling me closer to your heart.
About a year and a half ago, my sister and I were pregnant at the same time, which was really exciting, and you dream about that with your sister being pregnant. So we were pregnant at the same time, and right toward the end of her pregnancy, she lost her baby, and I was still pregnant, and so it just was these uncharted waters that I just had never been through anything like that, and grieving the loss with her and being there for her, but also needing to celebrate the life that's still inside of me and protect my child and not grieve so hard that it hurt him or anything. So it just was super hard, but I happened to be in a writing season for my new album at the time, and so I just took my heartache and pain and questions to God through my songs and just began to write out of it. And it just turned out to be a really special season that has actually been really healing for all of my family through these songs. The first song I wrote out of it right after the funeral was the song I Will Sing. And it was literally like, I already had the writing session scheduled, so I was like, well, I'll just go and tell the guys what we just experienced, and let's just write from it. And so it was Jason Ingram and Ben Fielding, and they're both dads. And so, I mean, it was such a somber and sweet day of just, they were just so heartbroken for my family, and it was just really sweet. So we just all kind of rallied around and wrote from that perspective of, you know, being parents. And it was a really special experience that day. I was really thankful I was with them to write that song. There was actually this one night that I was in the kitchen making a sandwich, which is a funny detail, but I just was pretty much minding my own business. And I actually had church on the computer. My husband was leading worship at church, but Canyon was really little, so I stayed home that night. And I just felt like I heard God say to me while I was in the kitchen, you know, I can handle your disappointment. And I just kind of stopped and like looked around like, what? And I really felt like I heard him say it again, I can handle your disappointment. And that was life-changing, because to me it just helped me realize, okay, God knows every detail. But to hear him say that to me, I just was like, I'm thankful. He didn't ask me to give it up. He didn't ask me to get over it. He didn't say, you need to be done with this. He was just saying, I can handle it. And it like gave me this freedom to realize that God is okay with the processes of our human mind and of us asking our questions. But I realized too, at the end of the day, it can't make my faith be shaken to the point that I don't want to trust him anymore. Because that would be detrimental. It wouldn't be good, because he's moved by faith. And I know enough of his character to know that he always makes things beautiful in their time. And so that's really right around the season that I started writing the Garden song. And just realizing that God can handle our brokenness and our pain, but he'll take it and make it beautiful if we'll.
I can see the ivy growing through the wall, 'cause you will stop at nothing to heal my broken soul. I can see the ivy
Bill Johnson said something in a teaching one time a couple of years ago that I was listening to, and he said, whenever you write songs from an encounter that you've had with God, you invite other people into that same encounter or, a similar encounter. And I was just like, I just wanted to write from that deeper place, So I think this one just felt different. It just felt like I had to pull from a really deep place in my walk with the Lord because I was so shaken with some of my disappointments, So, but I didn't want to leave people hopeless and so disappointed and so sad, I wanted to be able to bring the redemption in these songs too, and I had to get there as well. I wanted it to come from a place that I was believing that myself, and that's one of the reasons I cut Miracles from, the Jesus Culture Camp, because that was a song that I was singing over myself and playing during this whole process because it was something I needed, because I didn't feel like I believed he was my healer or he was a miracle working God, but I know it to be true, and so I was having to declare that while I didn't maybe feel that.
That was Kari Jobe. Make sure to check out The Garden. It's out now.
Want to hear the words of Jesus, be surrounded by the sounds of the crowd in Jerusalem, an experience so vivid it's like being there. The Breathe Audio Bible. Hear it for yourself with a free download of the Gospel of Mark at breathebible.com.
I'm getting older. I'm getting older. Time is so sad. Time is
listening to Tay Shi. The song is Keep Running. We saw her at South by. I hadn't heard of her before. She's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Really great. And if you're Googling it, it's T-E-I. That's Tay. And the only reason why I know it's pronounced Tay is because she said, I'm Tay Shi. Thanks for coming. So I figured she's a good source on how to pronounce it. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Okay, so last week we got talking about spring break. A lot of people are on spring break. If you're in college, if you're working, your kids might be. We wanted to know your best spring break stories or road trip stories. We've all had them, all great memories, crazy stuff happening. You guys hit us up on the Relevant Podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com and posted your stories there. You also tweeted us at Relevant Podcast. Here's a couple of our favorites.
This one is from Laura Anderson, she was in Costa Rica studying abroad and stayed at an Airbnb near a volcano to check it out, with some friends. Turns out the Airbnb host was a retired professional magician who would come over the house in the evenings and do free magic shows. My theory...
I watched a Discovery Channel marathon about that guy. He's fascinating.
Yeah, the volcano magician.
Magician, they called it. Volcano magicians. It's a whole community up there in El Salvador. Big Airbnbers.
They make moonshine up there. And
they do. El Salvador moonshine.
No one cares. Yeah.
And crack all together. It's a fascinating show.
Yeah. They also deal meth and skate the law. They have an IMDb page. It's
incredible.
That would be a memorable spring break if you ended up at an Airbnb in El Salvador by a volcano, and the host of the Airbnb showed up every night to do magic shows.
Yeah, he said sometimes like the guys, the person's dog or something would get loose, or there was like a convenient reason to come back to the house, and they could tell he was just coming back to the property to do some sweet magic.
You know, one thing they didn't realize they were getting into is every morning, mysteriously, their shoes were missing. So
they were expertly cobbled.
How did this happen?
Man, one of my favorites in the list of people's spring break experiences was Emily Lesser, who was a track and field athlete, ended up going to do some Olympic training.
Yes.
And she ended up throwing hammers with the non-English speaking world hammer throwing champion.
What?
Which, I mean, that's
chop and steel.
That's better than that. Just throwing hammers.
Just throwing hammers.
Which I didn't know was an Olympic sport, but apparently it is. They have a world champion. She does not speak English.
Well, they throw javelins. Throwing, Thor hammers, I would assume, would be a thing, too.
I don't know that it's Thor hammers. They could be rubber hammers.
Just
it
normal,
could be like
run-of-the-mill Stanley hammers.
2-hook hammer thing. But to me, that's a heck of a spring break. I mean, what else are you going to do? Go to the beach?
Yeah, that's a story. That's a good story. Yeah.
Matthew said one time he stayed in the dorm during spring break, and he was the only person there. Like in the entire dorm.
And
he just binge watched some anime series and ended up having like really weird anime dreams. That is like a horror movie scenario.
That's amazing.
Where you're in this dorm for a week with nobody. There's like hundreds of rooms, and you're watching one show. You're just having a mental breakdown in a big scary dorm. Matthew, what is wrong with you?
That's the insane asylum that has been abandoned for 50 years, but you see one light on at night. That's
exactly. And then a magician started showing up.
There's a lot more on the episode page. Go check it out. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, earlier in the show, we talked about my IMDb page getting filled out by my starring role in the Lecrae video, the corner of the Lecrae video.
Were you featured in that, by the way? I think you were.
I was featured in the corner,
a featured
artist?
Little
Whitehead. That's what the IMDb says. Little Whitehead Lecrae video.
Known for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, and we got talking about the Discovery Channel and their absurd premises for quote unquote reality TV marathons. In light of the volcano and all of our scenarios about Elvin Discovery Channel, we want to know your pitch for the next big Discovery Channel series, the quote unquote reality series.
Oh my God! Please come with it.
Yeah, hit us up on.
It has to be like ethically ambiguous.
Yes.
Maybe this is legal.
I want
maybe
one
it's
just
not.
about chop and steal that just follows them.
Yes, dude. There's Jesse's idea.
Not about them, but like just them doing things.
Yeah. I want them.
Like their backstory.
I want them. Every episode is them pranking a new poor morning show. It
has to have very little to do with actually discovering things.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, that's the thing. It has to be like minusculely educational.
All right, so hit us up at the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. You can post your pitch there, or you can tweet us at Relevant Podcast, and we will read our favorites next week. Many thanks to our show sponsors for making the episode possible. Remember, you go over to audible.com/relevant to get a free 30-day trial today. You can download a book right away, and it's awesome. Thanks also to Squarespace. Remember, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Thanks also to our guest for joining us, Paul Rust. Follow him on Twitter at Paul Rust. And season 2 of Love just released on Netflix. I'm not recommending it, but if you're into that sort of thing, it's well done for what it is, but don't blame me if you're offended. Also, Kari Jobe, same thing. Don't blame me if you're offended for the Kari Jobe new album. You can follow her on Twitter at Kari Jobe. The Garden is out now. Go over to relevantmagazine.com. The new site is up. Soft launch is still getting built out, and it's changing every week. Go check it out. And while you're there, subscribe to the magazine. The redesign is out now. The new issue looks amazing, and we're about to send the next issue to the printer. We're really excited about it. You can subscribe today at relevantmagazine.com. Dude, Prop, thanks for joining us.
Man. So fun.
This was a blast, man. He would text me from time to time. Like, he'd be on the road and he'd like listen to a new episode, and he's like, why don't you have me on? This is ridiculous. I don't need to just come on and be interviewed about some serious thing. Just let me sit down and have fun with you guys. And I was like, yeah, man, anytime. I'm glad it worked out.
Coming.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out, man.
Absolutely.
This was a blast.
Thanks for letting me do it, guys.
Hey, and Aaron, thanks for joining us as well.
Oh, of course.
You passed your first.
You know what? That means a lot.
There you go.
That means a lot.
And Aaron, happy birthday.
Oh, my gosh.
This was our present to you.
Pianos, bellies.
That's what I was waiting on.
This is our present to you, buddy. Hey, Jesse, we have some exciting announcements about the podcast next week that I think people will enjoy. I think just telling them our plans that are coming up. So anyway, make sure to tune in next week. It's going to be some fun. On that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Aaron Hanbury.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Propaganda.
I'm Jesse Carey.
We'll see you next week.
Hey, I'll catch me hopping knock Chamba North corner with CNT or 20 minutes east to South Central, that's West Coast beat. Broken families and pasta, black rock and white pasta. Jimi Kendrix, Cortland, about mocking all your preconceived. The narrative fight great. The heritage makes a man stand with his spine straight. The ground that grew Kendrick, Anthony Kiedis, Incubus. Music that speaks to the Jim Morrison. Each of us here the same.
Thanks for listening to The Relevant Podcast. Connect with us on Twitter @RelevantPodcast and get bonus material from this episode and more at the podcast section on relevantmagazine.com. And don't forget to check the magazine out. It's available on newsstands and at the iTunes App Store, or you can subscribe online at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Twice. Be like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. They ask you about the Pope. Say what? Say I know it well. I know it well. Yes, I know it well.
When it comes to elves, err on the side of caution.